Interested in visiting the 1898 monument in Wilmington? This visitor's guide will help you to understand the historical context and the symbolism embedded in the monument. In short, the monument aims to honor those who lost their lives in the Wilmington Race Riots of 1898 and help heal the wounds of the past. Ayakunle Odeli was commissioned to build a monument to remember the race riots of 1898. He created 6 paddles out of bronze metal and organized a surrounding park located at 1018 North 3rd Street in Wilmington. The sculpture was commissioned by the 1898 Foundation, which started as a small group of people in Wilmington in 1996 with the goal of creating an organization that would commemorate the events of 1898 in 1998, 100 years after it happened. Their overall goal is to improve racial relations in the community. By the end of 1996, the 1898 Centennial Commission had been formed, which later became just the 1898 Foundation. You might be wondering, what were the 1898 race riots, and why are they still important today? Well, in 1898, Wilmington was the most populated city in North Carolina. And in 1894, a Republican group called the Fusionists gained control of the North Carolina General Assembly. This created some tension because this was due mainly to the large number of African American Republican voters. African Americans gained the right to vote in 1870 with the ratification of the 15th Amendment. In 1896, a change occurred. For the first time since Reconstruction, a Republican governor was elected. His name was Daniel Russell. He worked to pass legislation to help and support African Americans, as well as middle-class Caucasians. Russell sought to support the common man's interest and boost the social standing of African Americans. Tensions escalated because the shift to a Republican government did not sit very well with the wealthy elites of Wilmington. White supremacy reigned, and the wealthy people did not approve of giving African Americans more rights. They saw that as taking away some of their rights. In an act to try and regain political control, a group of Democrats planned acts of violence against African Americans. Violence erupted on November 10, 1898. The two leaders were Alfred Waddell and Charles Aycock. Together, they staged a successful coup d'etat. Municipal control of Wilmington was resumed by the Democrats in a bloody, violent struggle that ultimately killed 14 to 60 people and ran prominent African American and Republican leaders out of Wilmington. Interestingly, this was the only time in United States history that a municipal government has been overthrown. The two leaders, Waddell and Aycock, were both Democrats, and both continued their political careers after the race riots. Waddell served as mayor of Wilmington from after the race riots until 1905. Aycock went on to become the 50th governor of North Carolina. Later in Aycock's career, his participation in the Democrats' white supremacy campaigns was mostly overlooked. What better way to remember the past than the creation of a monument? Monuments are a form of public art. This monument serves as a memorial to the people of Wilmington affected by the violence in November 1898. The paddles symbolically refer to water. Water was an important aspect of African spiritual and religious beliefs. Traditional African spiritualism includes a belief that water is the medium for moving from this earthly life into the next. Today, water still holds special importance to African Americans and can be seen in African American expressions of Christianity. Water holds a special importance to many other groups of people around the world. Water symbolizes purification, renewal, rebirth, sustenance, forgiveness, cleansing, and wholeness. The artist said, "For this city that grew up beside the waters of the Cape Fear, these paddles symbolize a type of passage as well. The memorial stands here on the banks of this river as a testimonial to a community that 100 years later strove to acknowledge injustices of the past and work to move forward together towards a society of greater justice and inclusiveness for all its citizens." Now, a little more about the artist. He's an African American sculptor and artist, and currently a tenured professor of art at Kennesaw State University in Georgia. He's known for his sculptures and mixed media pieces, and has been commissioned by many different organizations to create a variety of types of public art all over the United States. Now that you know a little more about it, I encourage you to visit the 1898 monument for yourself. If you are in the Wilmington area, it is well worth the visit.